It worked! Oh, Tess didn't do it, but I got everybody with the shush. If you guys have 30 seconds, because you're here, I just want to scan this QR code real quick. This is just for us. I would love to get your feedback if you were here last week, or if you got anything out of the buyer's consultation ALC agent panel. This will take you to a little three-question questionnaire. It's just for us. So I just want to know what you got out of it. Did you like it? What are you struggling with as we build out our calendar for the rest of the year? I would just love to hear from you guys because it matters. We want to make sure that we're bringing the training and education and stuff that you guys need for your business. So if you have, scan that code. I'll take it down in just a sec. I want to give you guys a chance to give some feedback. Or you can also just grab me in the hall afterwards and tell me what you need for your business. And we'll try to work that into the calendar. Cool. I'm going to go grab my little remote. TCPA, be good. Be good. So you guys are all here for market stats. Come on in, Tinu. This is what we're going to go through today. For those of you that don't know me, I am Jacqueline. That is Ashley. This is Broker Bob. Plus, all of your leadership team is here to support you. I'm so sorry. I am. A reminder, now that you have done your quick little free questionnaire, if you are not filling that out, if you are on Wi-Fi on your computer or your phone, and you don't mind just turning that off for this hour so that we can use all of the Wi-Fi to record this, that would be amazing. We appreciate your assistance. Thank you so much. I always love starting with welcomes, so we would like to welcome to our family Kiara. Welcome. And Vermont, welcome. No photo yet. If you didn't get your photo, it turned into Evie. Thank you, everybody who brought something in for the Pride potluck today. It smells amazing out there. Lovely little matches. Thank you so much for everybody who brought that in. It is always fun to see everybody and get together. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Don't push the button. Bucket fills. Does anybody have a moment of gratitude, a bucket you want to fill, something you're grateful for? Good.
I'm grateful for you for the class today. It was really good.
I'm so happy for everybody that came to Value Proposition. If you missed it, we'll do it again. Okay. But for those of you that were in the room, fabulous. I love finding out more about your individual business and what makes you you and what is going to make you awesome for your clients. So it was fabulous to say great. Thank you. You guys filled my bucket showing up and participating and learning so much about value props.
Yeah, that was really good. Thank you.
Yeah, Bridget.
I want to say thank you to Mark Miller for his Mondays with Mark. If you guys haven't attended that, he's just got, that guy has a brain filled with so much information that we all need, and we are so lucky to have him. So if you're on here, Mark, thank you. I appreciate you. And also to our broker Bob, who I don't know if you guys heard, but he recently agreed to sign on for another 20 years with Metro. And thank you for guiding us in into the new world of real estate.
He just told us, Bridget, he's leaving tomorrow for 3 months.
She's only saying that because I told her she's taking over tomorrow.
Nobody signed that vacation request, I don't think. But
No, denied.
Denied. Any other moments of gratitude? Those are good ones.
Oh, this was from a couple months ago, but I wish Deb Giumetti was here. But anyway, I want to thank her for taking over while I was out of town visiting my daughter, who's expecting now. I had all of a sudden I had a client, and I just had gotten done showing her something, and then I was getting ready to go on the plane, and then she wanted to see something else that evening, and so I texted Deb. I was like, "Is there any way you can help me with this?" Because she was really, really, really hot to trot on that. And Debbie just said, she was so nice. She just said, I'm just going to do this for you. You just go enjoy the baby shower. Just do that. It was so sweet.
Super sweet. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I want to actually say thank you to Judy. She had been putting together a variety of open house options for anyone, and we were able to partake. So thank you for that, Judy.
Yes, thank you for those opportunities.
Partnership. Nikki, I saw you, and then I'll come to you, Joe.
Just a shout out to Bridget Potterton. I know this is like your job on the committee to do culture, but we have such an incredible culture here in this market center, and it's amazing. Pride Potluck is just one of many, many, many. So thank you so much for all the wonderful things you pull together and have us come together to do.
What you got, Joseph?
I wanted to give a shout out to Vinny. I was in need of someone with a super lockbox, and he was able to assist me with that. So thank you. He still owes me money.
I wish I had known that would have come to you, Vinny. I had to actually subscribe to Super.
Anyone with Vinny got you.
I'll give you Joe's number. He can get it.
I think we should just do gratitude going forward.
This
Like,
is
we'll
awesome.
just do gratitude meetings. It's a testament to all of you guys, right? You guys make this office by showing up and being here in the room. So thank you to all of you for showing up and giving back to the other agents that are in our market center. It's fun. Like, that's what makes this job enjoyable on my side of things, at least. So thank you all for being awesome. Okay, back to some business. Well, birthdays is business first. So happy birthday to everybody in the month of July.
Happy birthday.
2 days ago? No, that's a different Jacqueline. That is not this Jacqueline. I'm in January. This is Jacqueline Graper Jacqueline. So she's July. But happy birthday. Aquarius. And happy anniversary! This was fun as well. So it's so fun. I love seeing. Happy anniversary. Thank you. That is me. The thing I think is cool about this is that this doesn't happen everywhere. So the fact that we have so many agents with such long tenure and that you're able to weather all of the things real estate throws at you, including what we're doing this year. Congratulations, honestly, to everybody at every stage of their business. That's awesome. Trainings and events. So this is back for those of you, we had a lot of questions the first go around when we had 75 Thrive. So for those of you that tried to get recordings, that didn't have time, that just wanted to come in and see recordings, we are playing these back on Mondays. July 22nd is Jen Davis. If you guys heard, she just did an episode of the MREA podcast for those of you that listen.
So good.
Phenomenal. It was so good. It's all about her buyer business. She does so many transactions. 350.
The team that she has run actually was at 650 before she became president of MAPS. Well, she left the team to go run MAPS for the last 2 years, and the team has gone down to 350. Wow. So she's back to build it up, but her average buyer's agent closes 90 transactions a year.
Wow.
That sounds yummy.
Springfield, Missouri. Is where she
What I love about Jen is that it doesn't matter where you are. The way she approaches her business applies across the United States. So they're gonna be replaying that July 22nd. We're replaying them every Monday at 1 p.m. here in the Market Center. So definitely come watch and tune in. And then leveraging AI for sales will be on July 29th. I'm gonna pause. I was given a note. Ashley has a course coming up that didn't make it in the slides on August 1st.
Yeah, so somebody had asked, I think Mike Law had, when we interviewed him for the ALC, had talked about how important it was to know what your number is, your magic number. So the staff asked me to write a small course. It's a 3-hour class on know your magic number, what that means, and backing into it. So that'll be August 1st.
Hey, what time?
That was a great question.
1 to 3.
1 to 3?
Yeah.
There you go.
It's in my calendar somewhere.
Evie
It's
just
a 3-hour
said
class,
today.
so one
No,
to 3.
so,
Oh,
yeah,
said 3
it's
hours.
supposed to be 3.
well, 1 to whatever.
1 to 4. You guys at 1 on August 1st.
Know your number.
You'll be here. Oh, it's on there?
Yeah.
Oh, it's already on there.
Oh, there we go. Oh, it didn't make the slide.
Love to change it.
Oh.
She said it didn't make the
There
slide.
you
It made the slide. So it is 1 to 3, Thursday, August 1st.
Okay, good.
But Ashley says you may want to stay a little bit longer sometime. Okay, I asked to put this one in because we get the opportunity, all of leadership, to sit on a call every Monday with all KW market centers across the country. And I was shocked on this Monday's call. And I mean, I'm pretty in the know, like, I hear these things every week. But something about this time just hit me different. So for those of you that remember, we just did that KW Cares raffle, right? We had, Ari and Essence were like collecting funds and we were pulling out raffles. And we made a really big deal. By the way, we raised the most in our region. So we got called out in the regional call for being the best one. But I thought it was really cool because it hit me that we had just done that raffle. And for those of you that are aware, Hurricane Beryl that just came through and hit Houston, we have a KW Market Center there. And we were able, several in that area, and we were able to get 250 generators on the ground in Houston. We, KW, did this, like not any national relief, like Keller Williams, KW Cares, got 250 generators on the ground in Houston and $125,000 in grants for agents that were impacted in the Houston area.
I think the reason this one impacted me is because we're used to seeing when the tornado goes in and there's houses just destroyed, we would expect that we would step up. In Houston, nothing was destroyed. They didn't have power for a week. It's 110 degrees and 98% humidity, and you don't have power, and you've lost all your food. Anybody know, besides me, since I live rurally, how much a large generator costs? If you can get one, which sometimes you can't get one when there's no power because you have a debit card and that takes power to use. That's the biggest issue. They're about $1,000 on the cheap end. And so in a week, we were able to get 50 generators to KW agents and or their family members so they weren't sweltering, dying in their houses, literally.
Kind of cool, I thought. So anyway, I wanted to make sure we brought this because we, all the time we bring that up, and I wanted you guys to see the impact that you have, whether it's a $5 raffle ticket or $10 on a transaction, which if you need any help, Ariana, who's our lovely MCA and does all things finance, just ask her. Just ask her. She can help you set up. You can have it set to auto draw. So I personally have a small amount of money that's taken out of every transaction I do that just goes to KW Cares. It's a nominal amount. It's not a lot. You can do $5. You can do $10. You can do $100. Whatever makes sense for your business, if it is part of your calling. But I just thought this was cool that we had that raffle, and then immediately after we saw where those funds went. So I want to make sure we brought this to you guys.
I'm gonna make one more plug and say, guys, it's, in my opinion now, being in the company almost 20 years, it's a matter of when, not if, we're gonna need KW Cares. We've gotten really close here with a couple of the large wildfires, but thank God avoided the worst. I would encourage you all to donate because they're much quicker in helping us out when we need it if they see we've been good stewards.
Ooh, I know what this is about. Hi.
Hi.
You guys, if you haven't met Christine yet, this is Christine from Escrow Partners. I want to make sure I'll give you the excuse. I know we normally ask you to put your phones away kind of, but bring out your phone, take a screenshot. If you don't already have contact information for Nicole and Christine, just keep this, I have a little roll of favorites in my photo album. So take a screenshot, keep this handy because there will be a moment when you're like, oh crap, I need a neck sheet. and you'll have the numbers, and then you just call when you need the net sheet, and you'll forget, and you'll be like, oh wait, it's in my favorites album, because I took that picture at the team meeting, and I put it in my favorites. This way you have it. You can also put them in your phone, but this is my emergency, because I've been getting calls over the weekends, which is fine, but this has been coming up more and more. It's like, oh no, I need a net sheet, and who did you say can help me out? These beautiful women can help you out with that. So just know they're there for net sheets. They're also there. One of the things that Christine and I were just talking about recently is we can pre-open escrow. So I know you guys have been hearing a lot about things taking a little bit longer with HOAs, with other situations, with solar companies. If you want to get the ball rolling, please speak with Christine or with Nicole, but talk to escrow partners, let us know. We're happy to help with that. We enjoy that side of it as well. So please let us know how we can help. And we like to spotlight both Corinne and Emily. We like to bring them both in because they have continued to partner with escrow partners, and we are always excited to help make your business a little bit easier. You want to say something, Emily? I felt like you're about to say something.
Oh, well, I can copy pitch it.
Sure.
But is that coming later?
Yeah.
Should I do it now?
Go for it.
Okay.
You're up on the slide.
It's a condo downtown in Alta, and we'll probably list around $975. It's a 2-2. It's all in really good condition. They redid. I don't know if you guys know in Alta where you can't lay the plates down flat. The original cabinets aren't deep enough. Yeah. I don't think that was really done well by the builder, but my clients have a cabinet business, so they redid their dad does. They redid the whole kitchen, so it is the one kitchen that I know of in Ulta that you can lay a plate flat. Or those things that you have to buy. So plus, and then balcony, view of Coronado Bridge, the water, Petco, all that good stuff, and the rest of downtown facing the water. And yeah, that's it. 1144 square feet, and it'll be on the market on Friday.
What's the HOA?
872.
Excellent.
So low for downtown.
Fantastic. We'll come back. We'll do property pictures at the end.
All right. So I read an interesting stat today, you guys, that was kind of mind-blowing. So do you guys know what household formation means? Yes. How many households in the United States are going to come about this year?
What defines
right?
a household?
A household is anybody that winds up moving out of their parents' house and winds up starting their own home, right? So of those, how many do you think are going to happen this year? Do a ballpark.
In the United States?
Yeah, in the United States.
15 million.
2 million households should be formed this year. Okay? 2 million households. 2 million new households, right? So of that, a total of 1.71 million homes are actually going to be built in the United States this year. Is that mind-boggling? Completions. 1 million single-family homes, 0.67 million multifamily homes. That's it. In the whole United States. You guys, we are, no matter what anybody says about prices dropping, like we are in such a shortage across this entire country, and San Diego is no different.
It's more extreme.
It is. I didn't drill into the San Diego numbers, but I'm just looking at that. I'm like, that's 300,000 homes that are not going to be available for somebody to buy that wants to be able to buy or that can be able to buy, right? So I just wanted to share that with you because what's even more interesting is of all homes that are being completed, 26%, right, month over month, 42% of them have grown for multifamilies. And there's only 3% has grown for single families. So all the builders are trying to get multifamily homes out there, not single family homes. You guys see all these projects being built out there. They're all apartments, right? Because our rents are through the roof. So when you have clients that are so adamant that, hey, we're going to wait till prices fall, don't forget, you can always bring up, know your stats, understand the numbers. Know that builders are so far behind, and generally speaking, that we're not going to catch up. Probably not in our lifetime, So just wanted to share, since we're talking about stats today. Also, question for you guys. Who here can explain to me what a cross qual is besides Joe? There. All right, Bridge.
You want me to do it?
I want you to tell me what a cross qual is.
So, let's say that you've got a buyer who is wanting to write an offer on your listing, and I say, well, I know that Ed is the best lender in San Diego, so if he says it's good, then we're good. So I will have the buyer's agent have their buyer talk to Ed and get approved through his standards to make sure that he or she is legit.
So, yes, and, right, on top of that, I don't like to hassle other buyers, right? There's no reason to do it. However, there are certain dynamics that we need to look at to make sure that these people are pre-approved. We've had knucklehead people out there telling me they can get gifts for investments, right? We just took a look at one today that is a VA, they got $2,000 in the bank, right? You got closing costs. It's like people aren't going over these things. So make sure, there's a lot of listing agents in the room. We're here to help you guys out too. So if you need us, put us on in a confidential remarks. We'll gladly reach out to the other lender, have a conversation with them, request the income and asset documents, request the DU, make sure that you guys have a solid offer on your hands, because we don't want you guys getting into escrow and then 2-3 weeks later when the bank actually decides to do their job, right, it's falling through and you gotta go back on the market.
What's a DU?
A DU is a very good question. And I know you know what it is, but thank you. So, a DU, you guys, a lender is just gonna put all the information from the application in through an automated underwriting system through Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac. DUs through Fannie Mae, LPs through Fannie Mac. It gives you back a list of instructions of what you need to do to close that loan. It tells you your credit, your income, your assets, and anything else in between, right? And so we know how to read these things. I'll gladly have a crash course on it for you if you'd like. But we know how to read them and we know what to ask for those documents, those supporting documents to make sure that loan goes through, right? And we can tell when people are bullshitting on them because nobody makes round numbers, right? For a living, okay? You have a $5,000 income and a $6,000 income. Someone's fudging the numbers. I can get anybody to get approved, right? Just by fudging the numbers. So that's what we're here to do. Just a huge favor to ask when you put our information in there, must be cross-qualified prior to acceptance. Because if you go and accept that offer, I have nothing to do with that transaction anymore. I can't help you. There's nothing I can do, unfortunately. So we're here for you. Please let us know whatever we can do to help you guys out.
All right, I am Alicia today, going to announce the, actually, I me too. So, congratulations go out to Misael. Got a BRB sign. He's in launch. Congratulations. And some of you know that I used to be a productivity coach here at the office, the original 2006, 2007. I'm that old. I've been coaching since then. So we've developed an advanced coaching program for agents that have to fit a certain type of agent. And so if you know anybody on the outside that you want to bring into Keller Williams, they will get personally coached by me, but it's a high impact, high touch, high accountability coaching program. And I have Greg Erickson, who is one of the first persons in it. He's making great headway in it. He's starting a coaching program. And next slide, here's what he's got going on. Oh, and also I have Yuri. Yuri is an advanced coaching program as well, too. She's not here today. But here's what Greg has going on.
Here's what he's doing.
In the time that he's been working with me, he's got a BRB sign from a referral. He's also put it on the finishing touches of his elite referral partner program and has several referral leads being cultivated. So he meets with me 4 days a week. He hates it. He's all look at my face 4 days a week. But he's getting really good nuggets and he's actually working a lot harder this time, aren't you, Greg?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, because you got me back working. So congratulations. That's it.
That's a lot of programs.
Yes. Program update. So, Amy, I thought you said you had a broker slide for me for the class, but it's fine. I'll do it. Okay.
Wait, I can look.
That's okay. That's okay. Just a reminder.
There you go. Is it that?
There it is. Okay, there it is. So she didn't make a slide. This is after my broker update. Sorry, Evie. I didn't listen to you. Hi, Dee. Next week, Zoom meeting, I'm going to be interviewing Dan Becker, who we just prevailed in a small claims court action. He was sued. And it can happen to you too. But since Dan's such a great agent, he had a lot of great steps to prepare in case something like this happens. And we're going to talk exactly what he did in his transaction. He continues doing it in his transaction files, which makes, when he went to court, it was a slam dunk. The judge took one look at the claimant and said, get out of here. Okay, here is just a broker update. Just a reminder, you're all doing your BRBC training, your RLA training on the town hall meetings, correct?
Yes.
And you're all seeing the information I'm sending out on a one-page sheet. I blasted it out yesterday to make it easy for you to click on the links, to go register for the town halls, go register for the 2-part series that they put together for free. You just have to put in the code for free, and you can listen to those over and over and over. Joe Fair says he was so excited he watched it 5 times yesterday, just for BRBC, because he really wants to be knowledgeable on it, because he really likes working with buyers, don't you, Joe? And then a reminder, friendly reminder, first point of contact. So if you're a brand new agent, listen up, because you might not know these rules, but brand new agent, there's a rule by the Department of Real Estate called first point of contact. That is when you are anything that's print, media, advertising, signs, business cards, etc., social media. If your attempt is to advertise or market your business, the DRB has a rule that says, okay, that's considered first point of contact. First point of contact is you're marketing your business on any one of those mediums. You're responsible to do several things. First, identify Keller Williams Realty San Diego Metro as your broker. So that needs to be in the verbiage. You also have to have your DRE number and our DR number on that advertising as well too. So if you don't know our DRE number, you need to go to the dre.ca.gov, plug in your number and backtrack to see what ours is. Or just call Ariana or Essence at the front desk, they'll give it to you. But any questions on that? So if you're doing a Facebook post or a TikTok video or Instagram reel, if it's a video, the DRE says what you can do at the end of the video is just do a shot of your business card. Okay? Any questions on that? All right, that's it.
Thank you. And risk management is going to be Wednesday, July 31st. That will be in person here. Obviously, that's going to be the one with forms coming out July 24th. So I assume we'll be packed in here on the 31st. Same bat time, same bat channel. Wednesday at 1:30. Button's a little sticky. Kathy, I have a note that you have a property pitch.
Oh, right, yep.
What's that? It's in there.
I'll tell you about a couple of them. You put these up today. I've got one in Alpine, and it's about just right under 2,000 square feet on 2.4 acres, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, really private it's like really super private. Nice views of the mountains in the distance. A wonderful pool. The pool is one of the best things about it. And a nice sunroom as well. So $1,027,000, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths.
Do you know if they've had any insurance issues?
I don't think so. I think I asked her that, but let me ask her again. I'm just not remembering.
Just be ready for it.
Yes. You mean with the fire stuff? Yes. Okay, thank you. I'll ask again. I thought I did ask her that, but you can go to the next one. Okay, so you can get it. That's all right.
Is there another one?
I had two. 7378 Pomona Way, and that's in La Mesa. It's a little bit over 1,000 square feet, under 1,100. 2 bedroom, 1 bath, but super glam looking on the inside with views of Cowles Mountain. So, like, it could be good for a condo buyer also, but it's really adorably cute. Built in 1951 with lots of charming features like the little phone nook where they used to put phones. They look a curved walls in a couple of spots. Great views. I could see a couple are single most likely in that place. Really nice.
Excellent.
Nice.
It's 889.9.
Okay. And
No, Jacqueline.
yeah, you want to help me? I don't push the buttons. I'm not in charge of buttons. That's like not that button.
Jacqueline,
Yes.
also, one more thing, for that same day on July 31st, where we're having broker Bob stuff, we're gonna have a trust attorney who does trust and probate, come and speak to us before that at 12:15. So it'll be a long afternoon on the 31st, and, he's a smart guy, so if you come and bring all your questions about trust, probate, whatever, that's what he'll be there for.
That's a
Where
great
was
way
it coming in?
July 31st at 12:15.
Oh, that's what.
And that's a great touch when people ask me, like, what should I be sending out to people I know if they're not looking to buy a house right now? This is a great example of some really good value you can bring to your clients. With that, I will pass the mic over to Ashley.
All right. You got seats. Come on, Maria. Get in here.
Yeah, there's extra chairs back there if you want to, if we're out. Just grab one of those fabulous.
Okay. All right, so here we go. I know, I think we probably irritated the heck out of Evie today. I apologize, Evie. I sent her the wrong slideshow this morning, and then she sent it all out to you, and yeah. This is the right one. Then your slides, and thank you, Evie. We don't deserve you. All right, so here we go. Literally mid-year. 90 days from today is I Love Lucy Day. Unbelievable, but it was actually as of the 15th, because I started this on the 15th. October 15th, 1951 was the very first episode of I Love Lucy. Oh. How many of you have never seen an episode? I was thinking about this. I know, you need to. And you can find them still
I don't think Bob's sad.
It's still really good comedy, is it not? It's so timeless, truly. Do yourself a favor.
What'd you read about it?
Anyway,
You're never gonna watch it.
what I didn't know in figuring this holiday out, it ran until May of 1957. The last episode of this particular show aired on Desi Arnaz's birthday, which Lucy was married to Desi. It was the last episode to ever air live, or, in the real time. And she filed for divorce the next day.
Whoa.
Happy birthday, Desi. All right.
She was a great businesswoman.
Yeah, with
Okay.
her husband.
So these numbers are all pulled through the end of June. Through the end of June, we are up 22%, almost 23% in terms of new listings brought to market compared to last year. And we're only up 1%, slightly over 1% in terms of units sold. I would have anticipated to have those numbers track really close with each other, meaning because I've been saying it for years, if we list it, it sells. There's one big caveat that's come up, and you guys will see it in a little bit. If it's a house and it gets listed, it sells. Okay, so compared to last month, I put percentages in here. So this is a snapshot in time, last month, June 17th, compared to today. We have 10% more houses under $1 million available on the market. That's significant. In a 1 month time frame, that's significant. Under or over $1 million, we only have 4.7% more. All right. Condos, it's flipped. Smaller difference for the under 5 and over 10% over 5. Okay.
So does that count any price reductions?
The price reductions don't go into those slides at all. It's whatever they're listed at. Yeah. All right, great question. So 2024 is outpacing 2023 in every price point in terms of new listings coming to market, except 7 to 8. Okay. Look at the difference. How many more listings? So this is this year, that's last year. This year, last year. This year, last year. We're listing a lot more property. Except for that one blip. And that's not even significant. Is that a good or a bad thing?
Good.
That was questioning goodness.
Great.
Good. It's a good thing. What's happening with your buyers?
They have more options.
Which means what?
They're more expensive, so they get paid more.
If a buyer has more options, do they move faster or slower? They don't work as urgently. They want to see more properties likely. They may even have some more negotiating room. You might actually be able to negotiate to get them some things. All right, and on the sold side, everything, and it's interesting, everything under 800,000, we're actually behind last year's numbers. But over 800,000, we're beyond last year's numbers. I found that interesting because I would anticipate that our lower priced properties would be selling quicker than they were last year. But again, guess what's showing up in there? The stagnant condo market that just has happened in the last 60 days. Okay, so 2898 more. You can see, especially in the $1 to $2 million price point, we're a lot more properties. And then just a meager 112 more properties sold than last year. Last year, the last 2 years, in terms of sold units, were very low compared to the 2021-22 when we hit the apex of our market. Now I think we're just normalizing. Like these are just going to be our standard numbers. We're not going to have years in San Diego where we see 36 to 40,000 sales anymore. It's just not our normal. Our normal is now going to be 22 to 27,000 sales. Actives. So I want to go through these really quick because after I put the slides up there, I decided to put both on one. So this is today versus same time last month. These are houses. So active last month is that side. Active this month, this side. By price point. The only price point where we're seeing pretty significant, about a 10% jump, is the 950 to 1.5 million. Everything else is pretty consistent. Okay, so same thing for condos. This month, last month. Now, we're going to talk about the inventory is way larger than it has been, but it's not building up quickly. If we're taking last month, this same kind of time versus this month, is there a substantial difference anywhere there? It's just normalized. What has decreased is our absorption rate and our absorption time. And this is the first July, I had to go back and look. It's the first July that we've seen since 2011 where July absorption, or June absorption was slower than May. Now, it wasn't huge. I mean, we're talking 1% less than last month. However, that could indicate that we're going to have a slow third quarter. Now, give you perspective, especially if you're newer, those absorption rates are still asinine. A seller's market is defined by 20% absorption or better, and we're in the high 60s.
Absorption means everything's getting sold.
Yeah, so the absorption rate says, and I'll take these numbers, there were 2,258 properties listed over 2 million between January and the end of June, and 51% of those got sucked off the market and sold. So in any given frame of time when property are listed, how many are sold for that same given time? Okay, new listings. They spiked up the last couple months and then they eased off in June. That's not unusual. We were talking about seasonality. As silly as it is, in Southern California, we have seasonality. And June is a time when people, from a listing standpoint, kind of put the brakes on because they've got vacations, probably the last couple trips before the kids go back to school. So things tend, from a new listing standpoint, to come down a little bit. you can see, and that's what happens every year. Actives. I'm obviously pausing there. What's the trajectory of the lines? Upwards, pretty significantly upwards, but it's cool perspective to see because you're going to start carrying panic and people saying we're building up inventory so much. We're still not even back to June of 2022 or June of 2020. We don't have a lot of standing inventory. It's just taking longer to sell.
It's interesting that there's such a huge discrepancy between, like, there's 1,000 units difference between this and if you combine the original two slides that you put above and below.
Yeah.
The 500, it's just the sources that it's coming from.
Two different data sources. Yeah. The data source on those two slides are my fingers typing into SDMLS. This data source is a stagnant data source at the end of every month called 10K and postmarks. Okay. Endings, same thing, follows seasonality, gets a little slower in June. Not horribly off though. We're remaining, this is why I'm saying we're normalized. Now we've got 3 years of data that says this is just kind of where we're gonna be. Solds, same thing, pretty steady. Median sales price, ticked up. Ticked up over last year. It was off by last May, but we still gained $90,000 in value on the median price of a home. 9% this last year. Would you consider that softening? Yes, in comparison to 15% the years prior, but it's still 9% appreciation.
Is that single family?
That's single family, yeah. The blue line is single family, the yellow line is condo. That's higher. There's 11% annual appreciation roughly for houses, almost 12% for condos. I think that's gonna change real soon because of what's going on in the condo market. I believe we're gonna see single family continue to go up 9 to 15% every year. We may see a correction in condos, and it has to do with some of the defects that are going on, especially with HOAs being underwater and having to come up with money for special assessments. However, over time, and thank you for saying what you said, because over time, there is nowhere for these prices to go but up. We'll see a blip, because they gotta figure out what to do again with all these assessments that are coming. But we're not building enough housing of any kind. So if there's if we have a 300,000 unit difference between what is needed just for the bare minimum and what actually exists, what happens to that commodity that there's not enough of? The supply and demand. It's got to go up. It's not going to soften. All right. Average condo in San Diego County, 846. We're going to see that soften a little bit. However, it will recover. How many of you think you might have somebody who wants to sell their condo in the next year or so? Those are going to have to be very direct conversations with a lot of them because they don't know the situation their HOAs are in. They don't know the rules that have changed. They don't know the insurance issues that have come up. And it may be a lot of money, of their money, that they're going to have to bring to the table as the seller to get the condo sold. You're going to have those conversations. At least in the short term, until all of those repairs work their way through their system. Does that make sense? We talked briefly today, forever, probably the last 10 years, condos have been our entry-level market in San Diego. You could get into the real estate market because you could get a condo because it was still cheaper than buying a house. That's probably not the case for most people right now. It's probably actually more expensive to go buy a condo than it would to buy a similar size house. Yes? Crazy. The upside down. That's what we're at. Somebody asked about median days on market. They're staying consistent. And they're really low still, 15 days on the market for houses, 13 for condos. If you're going over either of those numbers with your own listings, it means you miss pricing somehow. So go back and start to do price adjustments.
Or it smells weird.
Or it smells weird. Month supply? Ooh, so much. Oh my gosh. So much. Again, I put the other numbers in for perspective. June of 2019, which by the way, I was thinking about it, that literally seems like a lifetime ago, but also seems like yesterday. Anybody else feel like, I don't know why this last couple weeks, I'm like, I feel like I've missed the last 4 years since I very strange, it just hit me. Anyway, we had more inventory back then.
I was way out.
But I do think, especially with the condos, which is the yellow, 2.7 months of inventory, I think next month we're gonna see maybe up to 4. Not horrible, but it just is indicative of the slowdown. It does sound like a lot because we've been in this really artificial environment for a long time. Okay, cool. Month supply 10 years back. Again, just for perspective. So 2014, 3.8 months. I think we're gonna get back to that. That's still not a lot of inventory, guys. Balanced market's about 6 months. Okay, average list price compared to sales price. You'll see how steady we're staying. We're right where we should be. We've adjusted to pricing in this market. There are gonna be outliers still. If you have priced really well, how many of you have had multiple offers and gone whatever list price? It's because you use pricing as a strategy, which is awesome. Majority of people don't, which is why we're right at asking and sales price about being the same. Price per square foot. Those are some loud pants. Follows our sales prices. All right, these are important actually this month. I always give you a caveat and say these aren't accurate, and they're still not accurate. However, and I don't know why, you talk about data sources, they must have 3 or 4 different data sources that they're pulling from. Days on market increased 12.5% for detached homes. It increased 1 day. So it's not, the days on market is still only 15. Remember, be careful if you're reading percentages versus raw numbers. 38% for attached homes. It increased 2 days. But 38% seems ridiculous, right? Let's see. Closed sales decreased 4.8% for detached homes and 12.5% for attached homes. I wanted to highlight that because that's one of the talking points about what's happening with our condo market. I know Vinny said you had one condo in escrow, fell out, you're back in. How many of you have had a condo issue in the last 60 days? Just a few of you? All right.
No, I didn't think about it.
Yeah. They're pervasive. And again, it's in that we don't know how it's all going to shake out. In the short term, it's going to hurt the sellers who absolutely need to sell. We just know that. It is a huge reason to open escrow early. If you have the listing and it's a condo listing, please get it to us as soon as possible so we can start ordering the HOA docs and everything else we're going to have to order.
And we can review it for you.
All right, and then lastly, median sales price was up 9.3%. The property type, the largest gain is single family, and that's going to continue. For a while, we had condos outpacing. If you remember going back to the average sales price, we've gone up almost 12% a year on condos. That's going to slow, and houses are going to go higher, faster. Why do you think I say that?
People don't want to deal with the condos and the HOA issues.
If I'm looking at a condo and a house, I'm going, well, God, I can buy a house for less than this. Now I'm going to have more competition in that housing market where I don't have a whole lot of extra inventory in houses. there's a lot of extra inventory right now in condos. So if there's more pressure on the available inventory, what happens to the prices? They go up faster. It's just rudimentary supply and demand. Okay? Y'all are really quiet today. So, I love Lucy Day, October 15th. Why do I have things 90 days out? Traditionally, what you're doing right now, what activities you're doing right now are going to give you a result on the real estate calendar. From the time you meet with a buyer to find the property to close escrow, you're going to get a paycheck in about 90 days. Right now, I think that's actually going to slow down a little bit more. Number one, we just said we've got more choices for buyers, so they're not moving as urgently. What else is kind of going on? The world's a weird place right now. Every day, kind of go. What? That if you have not been in the real estate business through a presidential election year, this is abnormal, but it's not that abnormal. Like things get wonky the closer we get to November. And so you put that on top of most people were anticipating multiple rate cuts this year and it didn't happen. So that made them even more unsteady. And I was telling Erica earlier, humans, when they feel their safety and security is at stake, or if they just feel uncertain, what do?
Nothing.
Nothing. They freeze. That's what we've been anticipating. And I believe we're going to start seeing it probably sooner than later right now. Now, it doesn't mean you guys cannot work. It means you're going to have to work 2 or 3 or 4 times harder. Because there are still going to be people who are buying and selling, and you need to be the ones representing them. Oh, by the way, there's this other thing happening next month that's going to wig out our entire industry. Oh yeah, that.
Yeah.
So we got like this global thing, this national thing, this local thing, and then this industry thing, all happening at one time. It's a weird convergence I've never experienced before. What I know and what I'm really excited about, although I do think that the next 6 months is going to be highly uncomfortable, there's going to be a lot of thinning of the herd here in the next 90 to 120 days, meaning our ranks, the people who are in the business. Can you imagine, all of you are well informed, otherwise you wouldn't be sitting in this room. Can you imagine waking up in November and going, oh, my cousin just said they want to buy a house, and getting on WIN forms for the first time in a year?
That's because it's not called wind forms, it's called wind.
Point taken. I mean, that happens, right? That's about 30% of our entire annual market is agents who do that. So, not hard to show it all the time. What are they going to do? Yeah, I think it's an open question. We don't know what they're going to do, but they're not even going to know where to start. So could some of them start being referral agents? They could, maybe. I don't know. I think in the next 6 months we're going to see how that shakes out. But this time next year, we're going to be a smaller industry. And I hope have the professionalism raised.
Well, that also means that you guys are going to run across listing agents that don't have any idea what the heck they're doing. So you're going to have to be the one that educates them.
Just make peace with the fact that you're going to be doing twice as much work for about the next 6 months. Because you'll have to do the other side too. It's what happens in any major big shift, and this is the biggest one I've ever seen.
And if you have a buyer on a condo, you've got to vet that condo really well. Like Ashley said, we got the balcony law, we have possible assessments, and please, please, please reconsider, don't do a 14-day escrow on a condo that you have.
It's never gonna happen.
You're making escrow's job harder, the lender's job harder, and my job harder, because then you're calling me freaking out.
It's just not possible.
It's not.
Because you're not going to get HOA docs in 2
We
weeks.
still get them.
And we're entering into a Mercury retrograde period.
Oh, fantastic, one more layer, so much fun.
Oh, I'm surprised Beanie didn't say it.
Yeah. Emily made a really interesting face when I said you're just gonna have to make peace with doing the other agent's job too. If you were, I know there were a handful of you because I just saw the anniversaries. How many of us were in the business when short sales were a thing? Okay, how long of a time period was it where we didn't know what the hell we were doing with short sales, but we had to figure it out?
Yeah.
2 years.
Two, okay,
At least a year.
wow, all right, I would say a year to two.
That's why I came to KW.
Yeah, and we had to, in a lot of cases, do the other agent's job to get the deal done for our client because they just didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah.
Guess what? It'll be similar in a lot of cases. It's okay. Yes.
So I think there's also maybe a unique opportunity that I don't know if I've ever heard us as a market center talk about. I've noticed in the last month or two, there are more listings than I can remember before from out-of-area agents in San Diego County. So there's a couple opportunities there. Number one, for example, one that my client decided not to buy, but we got an offer accepted, was a house that was listed incorrectly in the MLS as a condo.
Yeah, awesome.
And as such, we negotiated $85,000 off the purchase price, and the listing agent didn't know. I'm not knocking out-of-area agents because I know a lot of people here do all over SoCal, but I think that there's opportunities out there. Number one, to look for maybe people who aren't as familiar with our MLS. Number two, also to buddy up to those agents, offer to do open houses for them, offer to, in order to get your offer accepted, say, look, I understand you're driving from 3 hours away. No problem, I'll meet the appraiser. I'll take care of it. You don't even have to come down anymore. I've got this, right? So there's ways to kind of work around that issue of, people taking listings in a market, but also, not to say take advantage of their mistakes, but I mean,
Take advantage of them.
kind of, yeah.
By the way, there's an office meeting in LA right now with a bunch of real estate agents complaining about, there's a lot of San Diego agents out there.
For sure.
They are marketing.
In Riverside, up here, yeah.
So, guys,
Yeah, introduce yourself because there's a lot of people here.
so I sell title insurance in 3 of the top 7 markets in the nation: San Diego, San Antonio, and Houston. And something you said earlier, most people freeze when they panic. I talk to hundreds of agents a week. This is a time for you guys to get on the phones because they're not working. People are so scared they've stopped working, which to me, I hear opportunity, right? This is your chance to outperform everyone because you're 100% right. Ash, people are sitting back doing nothing because they're so scared.
You know how many, I coach some big agents and they have literally in the last 3 weeks said, we're just sitting back and waiting.
Oh, my gosh.
Wait for what?
That's all you want, get it.
Go get it.
I'm telling you, go get it.
But, well, I don't know what to say. I don't know how the forms are gonna change. I know yesterday was one thing, tomorrow is another. So what? Go gather relationships. Go talk to humans and gather relationships. And then as everything shakes out, you're gonna have more opportunity to figure out how it's all gonna shake out.
Oh, I just had an idea I wanted to mention, and I just did a client event. I know Chris is the king of all this, but I did one at a concert in the park in Coronado. And there's a million concerts around you can do this with. So if anybody needs any tables, I've got 2 you can use, plus a wagon that folds up. You're welcome to use it. But the good thing about this is I made some charcuterie things up and had some wine and stuff. The good thing about it is, let's say you invite 50 people. You might get 15 or 20 there, but you're making about 6 points of contact with each one. So it's a great reason to be in touch, right? Just so it gives you a reason to talk to them and not feel like you're always pestering them.
And the concert was free.
It was free, yeah. So it was about, I counted it up, about $400 to do the whole thing. And I've got tons of wine. But no, really, I just wanted to say, if you need a table, just wanted to give you some ideas. Why not do it now? You
There's
know?
so many things
Why
going
not?
on.
Yeah.
Just piggyback on something else.
You could do it in 2 weeks. Call everybody up.
Well,
Yeah,
my
you
God,
just-
prize this weekend, right? Hello.
Pride party.
There you go.
Go get drunk in my front yard.
That's why you should have
That's why you need the wagon.
Just bring your own chair.
All right, Maria?
I was gonna say, well, I'm one of those agents that has the listing in LA. However, yes, it's actually getting activity now. However, it's shocking to me how many people, don't realize, and they're the agent, that they're in a status of NBA, and they don't even know what that means. So it's a great tool to recruit people to Keller Williams. I've been talking to them about it to try to see, because they had no idea that they're in NBA status.
Are you kidding?
No, I'm serious.
You're gonna share about your referral?
Huh? Yeah, I sure as hell will. I already knew to you, but I was just shocked. I mean, it was 3 agents. NBA that you're not
Your
affiliated
license
with
is not assigned to a broker.
It's not assigned to a broker.
No
And
broker
they have no
assigned, you're not allowed
idea.
to do business.
You're not supposed to be calling and scheduling appointments and talking to people basically, which was shocking. I mean, and then they said to me, "Why are you checking my license?" I was like, I always.
Somebody is.
Yeah, I go, hey, I'm doing you a favor. I said, I'm actually doing you a favor because you shouldn't be conducting and somebody could be reporting you. So anyway, so I just thought that was interesting.
We don't know what that's like, do we? Anybody in this room? All right. It's gonna be fun times, guys. Yes.
I would probably say for everyone here, if you haven't, the list you sent out last year or whatever, about the referral programs, make sure you're up on those referral programs, because when the agents leave the industry, you're gonna be next in line, so make sure you're on those referral programs.
That's a really good point, Vinny.
You have that list?
Oh, your broker, he put a long list with a lot of time in, and he sent it out to everyone. You probably have them spam, I'm guessing?
Like sold.com.
It's a list of 12 different referral
Victor
companies.
Region
Like,
Tower.
Oh, Victor takes care of it. Victor takes care of it.
All right, well, here's what I'll say, to end with, because it is gonna be an interesting few months. It can be fun if you choose it to be. And the thing I would ask from you all, I know we're all gonna be frustrated, I know that. Please be kind to each other and to the other agents, because we're gonna need places of kindness.
And drink a lot.
Take it out of the box.
Remember, he's leaving tomorrow, 3 months.
What's the bright side? They turned the RLA into a grid. That's better. It's a better sport.
There's a lot of improvements. It's just, even if it's an improvement, in the short term, it doesn't feel great, right? Change always is uncomfortable. That's all right. That's all right. We know each other, be kind, and have a safe ride.